Right, so we're going to do an oil change, and we're going to change the oil filter, and comes with a new ring seal for this. Now, these Land Rovers do have a sump plug on them, and that's not the right way to drain the oil out of these things. On most cars, you put a pan underneath, you take the sump plug out, the oil pours down into it, but not on this model. You need one of these. This is an oil pump or a lubricant pump. This is a 10 litre, I think. I can't remember. I bought it a couple of years ago. I got it off, I think, catch.com.au, and I got it for, it was literally almost nothing. It was like $30 or $40, but honestly, it's a game changer. So that's what we need to do this job. I'll get the camera and I'll bring you in. Right, so if you're lucky enough to still have your covers on yours, we're going to take the filler cap off. We're going to gently pop this. What you've got to be careful with doing oil is you don't want any crap going straight back in there. So I'm going to sit that cap straight back on. I'm not going to tighten it up, I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, first thing, let's get this cap off. This is the oil draining valve. Twist to click that off and pull it off. Keep that somewhere safe. Then we're going to connect the tube from here. That's on there pretty much now. I put this, you can see why I put this on a table here because of the distance, so we're going to put that onto there. That's the filler cap, and then we're going to pump this. You see the oil come in? Once it gets over the line, I'm just going to leave that to do its job. You can actually hear it pouring in there. Can you hear it? Hey, okay, so all the oil's out now. I've actually taken the sump plug out, but I'll show you that in a moment. In the meantime, I'm just going to, this is your oil filter. You might actually have to go and buy one of these because I had to go and buy, I don't think I had one. This is a 32mm. You see it's a single hex, it's not a double hex, because this is made of plastic. So if you put a double hex on, you've got a little bit less purchase. So you probably need to get that on there. You got your, we're gonna undo this. I think it's 6 full turns and you're supposed to leave it for 2 minutes. However, so I'm just going to pop it till, wow, a bit tighter than you think. I'm just going to pop it until it becomes free, and then I'll just leave it a minute just to drain out while I get a rag to catch anything. Okay, that's out now. You can hear the oil in there. So grab a rag. Try and get this out of here nice and neat. These are a little bit of a pain, aren't they? There you go. You can see it's full of oil. Right, okay. That's it. So we've got this is the filter. There's probably some oil in it, but you just need to pop this out. There you go, pop. Oh, a little bit difficult actually. So we're going to get this out. Now, apparently the thing to do is to check this to make sure there's no metal in there. It looks really nice and clean and black actually. Yeah, it looks pretty good to me. A little bit brittle. Pop it in a plastic bag for now. Okay. Let's get there's a bit of oil in there actually. I'm just going to dump it. Hold on. That's nice and clean. So let's get the new one out. Again, this is a man filter. Actually, before I do that, let's pop this ring off. So that goes there, just right at the end of the thread. New filter in. Quite tight actually. I'm just going to pop it in. And it's in. It's pretty much level now with that. Get the new ring out. Just going to grab a bit of fresh oil. I think the oil just, they say to do this because it makes a really nice, gives you a bit of a better seal. And let's get this back over. It's a lot tighter as well, I think, than the one that came off. Okay, it's in position. Let's get this back in. Sorry, I can't resist cleaning. Done, cool. I don't know if you can see that, but I've actually, unfortunately, I did skip ahead. I've already taken the sump plug out. Now that's a 13mm, and the reason I did that was because I'm actually just going to pour some fresh oil through it and give it a little bit of flush. I've got about half a litre left in last year's container, so I'm going to flush that through. You can see it's just dripping out. We got all the oil out through the pump, and there's basically just some dregs there. So I'm just going to flush it through. Oh, there you go. That's coming straight through, isn't it? You see, it's all nice and black. It's just getting the rest of the black out of there. Like we said, if you take this out and you've got a full sump full of oil, it's just going to fire out that way, and it just hits this cross member, and when it hits that, it goes splat and just goes everywhere. So the best thing is drain it with the pump first, then open this and put the new sump plug in. Right, well that's pretty much stopped flowing now. I'm just going to wipe that off, I think, and put the sump plug back in. There you go. Done. It's pretty tight. I'll tube off. Oh. Oh, there we go. Let's put the cap back on. And then it twists and locks in. Right, well, I'm going to refill this now. The sump plug's in, the filter's back in, and the cap's back on here. I've got one of these just rudimentary, what do they call it? Siphon? No, what do they call it? Oh, honestly, my age. Whatever that is, I'm going to use that. Now then, I need to stab that. So, here's my theory. 5.9 litres according to the manual on a wet fill. I've double checked it, so I've got 2 5 litres. I'm going to pour all this 5 litres in, and then I'm going to measure out 0.9 and I'm going to fill that. If I start getting wet feet, it means I've not put the plug in properly. Golden, isn't it? Look at that. There's a bit of a debate actually about what, you know, in the Land Rover forums, what you really should be putting in this. This is the recommended. They reckon Castrol EDGE. The actual manual recommends the professional one, but the professional one you can only buy in like think it's 20 litres for, well, from where I can get it, super cheap auto, places like that. This is the recommended 5W30 A3 B4. I know a couple of people disagree. Some people put 5W40 in, especially if they're a little bit older. Like you know, this one's a 2011, so it's 2023, so it's be 12 years old in November. That's nearly all this 5 litres in, but I am sticking with the manufacturer's recommended at the minute. It seems to work well for me. There's nothing wrong with the engine, touch wood, but hopefully this is the right gear. So I've got, I've actually not got 900 millilitres in here, I've got 700 millilitres. I'm going to put it in, I'm going to pack it all up and put everything back together, start the engine, I'll get it on some level ground, and I'm just going to, I'll use the sensor inside the engine, I'll check it. If it needs a couple of 100 mil, I've got a bit to play with. So I'm just going to stick this in. I'm just always wary about putting too much in, because too much in a diesel, in this diesel engine, there's a warning on the manual, and it basically says if you put too much in, you've got a danger of causing damage. So you don't want to cause damage. It'll be fine with a couple of 100 millilitres too little in it. There we go. Just going to get that back on for now. That's bright. Okay, so we're going to just check the oil level on the car. Basically, no feet on the pedals. We've got to turn it on. Okay, it's on. Let's go into the menu. Get rid of that. Come on, mate. Okay, it's clear. We're using this button here on the crosshair. We'll go into the menu, go down to service menu. Oil level, okay. Oh, yeah, that's almost exactly what we thought, isn't it? Well, that's how you do it. There you go. Done. That's your oil done. Thanks for watching.